Hi everyone. Today I'm going to be showing you some gameplay footage I captured and telling you my initial thoughts of Cyberpunk 2077 on Google Stadia. And honestly, there is some disappointment, but there's also some good. Now, Stadia as a whole has really impressed me. I was a beta tester when Stadia was called Project Stream, and it really impressed me with its performance and image quality. When Stadia was released to the public, I tested it again and I was still impressed. Out of all the cloud gaming services I tried, Stadia performed the best for me. Nvidia Game Stream and Microsoft's xCloud all looked good, but were unplayable for me because of bad controller lag. For Stadia, I hardly felt any controller lag when playing Serious Sam, a game that requires fast reflexes, so any lag would definitely be noticeable. So let me get the bad out the way first. My initial problem with Cyberpunk 2077 on Stadia didn't have to do with any performance issues, but as you can tell through my capture, the problem is with image quality. The game looks too blurry. And this isn't an issue that's limited to Stadia, because the Xbox One and PS4 versions also suffer in image quality. But honestly, when playing again today, I think Google improved the image quality because things do seem to look a little sharper, but it can be even more sharper. Also, after watching the analysis of the console versions on the Resero YouTube channel, I can say that you do get something on Stadia that looks and runs better than the PS4 and Xbox One consoles. But I think the game on the Series X and PS5 look better than on Stadia. Check out Resero's video comparing all the consoles. I'll provide a link in the description. But it would have been nice to have more controls on how the game looks like you do on a PC. Anyway, a Stadia Pro subscription gives you gaming at a max resolution of 4K at 60 frames per second. The game looks to be nowhere near 4K, and to me seems to be running below 1080p in both the visuals and high frame rate mode. The visuals mode does look closer to 1080p, but I think Stadia might be using some form of low quality anti-aliasing that might make it look lower res. It would be nice to disable anti-aliasing to get a sharper image, because I would prefer the aliasing it adds over the blurry look. Stadia measures my internet connection as being excellent, so there shouldn't be an issue with that. Now, I didn't expect the game to be on par with how it would look on a 3090 graphics card. I just wish it was sharper. But one thing that really impressed me a lot was how the game looked on my phone, a Galaxy S20. The game looked a lot better. This is mostly because if you shrink an image, you actually make it sharper, so a smaller screen helps in improving image quality. It's amazing that I can have this type of gaming coming out of my phone. The image quality issue seems to only be a Cyberpunk issue because I experienced great image quality from other Stadia games. So Cyberpunk 2077 seems to be Stadia's first true test. Along with Cyberpunk's steep system requirements and the amount of new users this game brought to Stadia, it has the opportunity to truly showcase what Stadia can do. This game itself is causing performance problems on a lot of PC, so it's not surprising some issues might occur in Stadia at launch. So Cyberpunk 2077 seems to be a special case, and I'm willing to not completely judge Stadia on it and see how Google can improve the image quality in the near future. And speaking of that, one of the advantages Stadia has over running this game on your PC or console is that Google themselves can upgrade the game without any intervention from you. All Google needs to do is add more Stadia servers or upgrade the current ones behind the scenes. This method allows you to play AAA games with only a simple TV dongle. So don't think this is how Cyberpunk will look like forever on Stadia. I have a feeling Google will upgrade its Stadia infrastructure just because of this game. And I think they are, because I do notice better image quality than yesterday. Or maybe I'm just going crazy. Who knows? So that's the bad. Now on to the good. So far, the game itself is great. Definitely worth the wait. It's awesome to not have to go through a 70 gigabyte install to begin playing the game. You just load up an app or Chrome web browser and run the game. The game for the most part also runs really well. In the hours I played the game after its release, I only noticed a frame rate hiccup twice. Otherwise, it was rock solid. Combat was smooth and everything just played well. I can play this game on my phone at any place I have a good internet connection, or I can log into any computer with a Chrome web browser and play the game there. These benefits really help smooth out the Stadia experience. So as far as video gaming is concerned, I mostly play classic games from the 90s, but there are some modern games that will bring me back. The last two modern games that I really played were The Elder Scrolls Skyrim and Grand Theft Auto 5. Cyberpunk 2077 was a game that appealed to me, so I wanted to use it as the game to really try out Stadia. Before, there weren't just any games on it that I cared about, so in the past, I just did quick tests of random games. I'm really enjoying Cyberpunk so far, but like I mentioned before, the image quality does need improvement. Well, these are my initial thoughts. Hopefully Google will add more servers to Stadia to improve image quality. I know a lot of people don't like cloud gaming, but I honestly think it's the future of gaming. Why buy a $500 game console when you can get a $79 TV dongle that will let you play most of the same games? Cloud gaming does have its flaws, and there are some big ones, but it's a relatively new technology that is bound to get much better in the future. Anyway, I hope you found my experience with the game on Stadia helpful. Please let me know what you think of Stadia in the comments. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and if you want to see more content like this, subscribe to my channel. Thank you, and I'll speak to you next time.